Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here is the Taco Princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, Andre. We are coming off of a busy weekend of wrestling and people, and Melball had house guests, and she was up at hours that she has no business being up at anymore at her age. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very good. You might see that. Hey, we look exactly the same as yesterday's video. Mainly because we're recording it right after the one we released yesterday, because we're trying to get ahead of certain things.
Should turn my shirt around.
Yeah, I got again wearing the Mariah May Fighting Princess shirt just in time for her to leave. Oh, is this going to turn into an OnlyFans? I don't know. Melba's got her hardcore Barbie shirt on. It looks weird backwards. The neck. It's the neckline.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it work because now we see her face. Look at that pretty
Yep.
face.
Yeah, look at that gorgeous
Hiding
face
behind
right
your
there.
microphone. There you go.
There we go. But we are here to talk some Stardom, just like the lady on our shirts. We're here to talk some Stardom. We're going to talk to September 24th, 5-star Grand Prix show. Six really fun matches. Only one 5-star Grand Prix match in the whole, but we did get the finals match of Club Venus's Mina, Shirakawa, and Mariah May teaming together as Rose Gold for the time being.
Temporary, hopefully.
I'm saying for the time being. But I want to thank each and every one of you because we really appreciate all the great support you guys have given us. So if you can, please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, sharing it out to whoever you can because we really do appreciate it. Commenting down below because we want to hear from you. We love talking to you guys. We love answering your questions and just chatting about wrestling in general. See, I told you it's the neckline. And don't forget, hit that notification bell so you can get alerted every time we drop a new
Ding dong
video. Hello. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna get it started. 5-star Grand Prix, September 24th. We kick it off. It's a singles match. It's Hanan versus Waka, Mariah May's best friend versus Mariah May's teammate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
It is. It is.
Quick start. Hanan takes control. She gets the back elbow in the corner and hits a muff shaker in the corner. I don't know what to call it. Like I really don't. She grinds her muff on Waka's face. I don't know.
Awkward is what I call it.
It was just weird. Then she gets a 2 off of shaking her muff in somebody's face. It was weird. Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you be shocked too? For at least a good 2 or 3 seconds.
I'm not gonna answer that question. I have.
Fair.
That's not a question I need to be answering. Waka fights back, gets a drop kick to the back, and then they hit the hip attacks to the head for 2. Then gets the Waka ride, but Hanan gets to the ropes. Hanan hits a crossbody out of the corner. They brawl. Hanan gets a Judo toss, but Waka gets her in the ropes and hits the Oblivion. Hanan hits a suplex, then a running famouser for 2. Waka reverses the slam, reapplies the Waka ride, and then Hanan falls to the mat, but it ends up breaking the hold because Waka loses control.
Mm-hmm.
So then Waka hits the straight jacket slam, and then they go back and forth trading pins, and Hanan locks her up with the 17 pin and gets the win.
Yeah. This was a fun opener. I'm really enjoying the energy that Waka and Hanan actually have, and like the chemistry that they have when they wrestle. It's very, very good. As we mentioned on the video before, though, I am a little tired of seeing Waka lose. They did such a tremendous story with her last year in the Cosmic Angels and Tom and Mina with the formation of Club Venus. You know, this journey that Waka was going on, and it the way things are going right now with her not picking up wins, it feels like she's just back in Cosmic Angels again. And like, I get every time I see her not pick up a win, I go back to my Sakurai and her opinion of being in Cosmic Angels, which is that I don't want to dance, I want to win.
Mhm.
And Waka's doing neither. So we need to get her onto something. Either she needs to start learning that Club Venus dance and doing it perfectly, or she needs to start picking up wins. I don't want to sound mean, but I don't think she's picking up that dance anytime soon. So we need to get her some Waka wins. That's what I need the W from Waka to be standing for, is wins. I need
Yeah.
fitness going above her doing this.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. I need to see some Waka wins, and just her character was being built up so well, and now it's
Yeah.
kind of reverted. Like, again, she's back in the old gear. She's back to her old losing ways, and
She's a better wrestler and a better worker than that.
I understand. Like, in this case, Hanan is in the tournament, and so she's getting a momentum win over somebody not in the tournament, but it still bothers me.
It does, because it's not even just a tournament thing. It was happening before the tournament. It happens in the tournament. It happens out of the tournament. It happens on other shows. You know, it's gotta. You've got such a talented and dedicated worker in Waka Tsukiyama. We need to start rewarding her for that. Otherwise, we're gonna end up with her leaving and just going somewhere else. We don't want that.
Again, she had such great momentum coming out of that Nani feud that it's just been kind of wasted.
I agree. And I love seeing her because she is such a great wrestler. She brings such a positive energy to her matches.
Yeah, and again, it's just really fun to watch. Yeah,
we want to see her win. Let her win.
We do. We move on. Like, in my opinion, why couldn't she be in this match? Like,
I agree.
And maybe put Yuna in that opener to take the
I
loss.
agree.
And then
That
really
would be
you could
better.
and then maybe Koguma takes the loss. I don't know. Again, it's Saki Kashima taking on Koguma, taking on Yuna Mizumori. Saki wants to shake hands with Yuna, but she slaps it away. Then she offers to Koguma. She shakes it, but then hits her on the top of the head. It was just like Donkey Kong punch.
Well, I mean, again, I mentioned it before. I'll say it again. It's hard for Saki to come out of this Oedo tie nonsense when other people are denying her the handshake and then attacking her when they do. But like, she don't make it easier on herself by still wrestling like she's in a Oedo tie.
Yeah.
Take us into the rest of the match, my friend.
Yeah, so Koguma and Yuna fight, and they shove Saki when she tries to get involved. They spin around. They end up having Saki in the middle of them, and she hops over their arms, gets out, and rolls them both up for 2. Yuna gets the splash on Saki, but Koguma breaks up the pin. And tries to pin. They each like breaking up each other's pin and trying to pin Saki. Yuna hits a drop kick and a nice backdrop for 2. Like, she gets her up, like she's gonna Alabama slam, and then she goes, "Huh!" It was a cool little backdrop. I liked it. Saki gets an uppercut for 2. Saki goes up, hits like a leaping roll up looking thing. She came off like the second rope into a roll up onto Yuna for 2. It was weird.
A little flashy. Maybe got that from Mariah.
Yeah. Koguma goes to the tap, hits the high cross to Yuna Mizumori, and her and Saki hit the stars. Wheelbarrow facebuster. Then Saki and Koguma trading roll ups. And then, as I wrote, Yuan lariats them both when they're seated. Koguma ends up getting the Kuma roll on Yuna Mizumori and gets the win.
Interesting that the high-speed champion was not involved in the decision, whether it be the win or the loss. Koguma she just always surprises me every time I see her. Her speed and agility and just the flexibility that she has is just unmatched. It's just, and it's so deceptive of her too, because she's so cute. And she's so adorable. You wouldn't expect her to just suddenly just rocket across the ring. It's insane. Yuna Mizumori, though, what a character. I'm so happy that she has come into Stardom and like has finally kind of found her niche of where she should be. Because I did enjoy her with Power Passion Pineapple, but like she was definitely the one that was kind of in personality wise pushed to the side in lieu of the, we'll say, loud and proud Nane Takahashi, and then the more, not so loud but certainly dominant Yuna kind of felt lost in that team. Joining the Cosmic Angels, I feel like she's kind of had this, maybe rejuvenation is the right word in this, and she looks different, she's wrestling different, and just look how happy she looks. She looks exactly like that when she's wrestling. She's such a privilege to watch.
Very much
But
so.
then there's Saki, and she's just, I need to see her have the same evolution. Because Koguma has become that person who every couple of months she evolves. She gets some new gear, she's doing something different, she still goes back to some of her older gear, but she's still constant. She's still the same kind of person with a little evolution. We've seen this massive change in Yuna going from faction to faction. We should see that with Saki. And like you mentioned in the last video, the outfit still does not fit well with God's Eye, and I have to agree, it does not fit. God's Eye is not sensational and spectacular, but they have elaborate, colorful robes, and each person, does look like a Powerpuff Girl. Syuri is always in red. Red is her predominant color. There's other colors in there, but red is her predominant color. Mirai's predominant color is blue. Ami's predominant color is green. It would be ironic with Saki coming out of Oedo Tai and it being purple, but she should be wearing purple gear.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it would just fit better with the faction, and it would separate her from Oedo Tai, because right now I still feel like she's just Oedo Tai within God's Eye. And we see the change happening with Mirai and with Syuri in regards to their in-ring attitudes. Started kind of picking up that bad attitude, I think, from their kind of interactions with Saki here. So I need to see a little bit more of an evolution from Saki. Giving her the high-speed title was a bit of a gamble. She's doing pretty good with it so far, but I feel she could be doing better and adding just as much prestige to it as Azumi did when she held it, if she was evolving herself the more she has the title.
Yeah, because you saw an evolution in Azumi with that high-speed title run.
Yeah.
But like Saki is just her trying to take these little shortcuts to get a win. And I understand you still haven't really developed your post Oedo type character yet, but she needs to start doing something.
It's been a hot minute. It's been at least a month. What, a month? 2 months now? Almost 2 months? Month and a half?
Yeah.
It's been at least over a month.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Because she was gone right before the Grand Prix started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a couple of months, but again, it's all. And I understand you can't develop a character in a week or two, but again,
It's been 2 months.
We should start to see. I'm really hoping we see an evolution from her, like post tournament here, and seeing what she does. Like, but again,
I have into Dreamdom or Queendom in December.
But I really worry because she's going into this tournament with teaming up with Syuri, and I just feel like she's going to be this, like, just playing that little scared puppy to Syuri. So that's not really an evolution.
I feel that she's going to do that, but I also feel she's going to play spoiler. I feel like she's going to be the person who, like Syuri's going to be wrecking all house. And then just when it looks like Syuri's going to pick up that win, Saki's going to rush in and be like, yoink, haha, we won, yay. And like, maybe that would be the edge that God's Eye would need to kind of push them into that heel kind of thing. Because realistically, we only have one true permanent heel faction in Stardom, which is Oedo Tai. Yep. And we have 8 permanent factions? That's a little bit of a imbalance, I think. We need some other baddies.
We really do. We move on. Tag team match. It's Seira and Suzuki taking on their girl, Megan Bayne, teaming up with Hanako. It's Bainako versus Mizu. Bainako versus Mizu.
Hannah Bayne.
I don't know. Bainako sounds cleaner.
Debatable.
Bayne tossing May around early, stopping everything May does. Catches her coming off the top. Again, just hits a power slam. Just using her power early. May tossing Hanako's in. She's tossing Hanako into the corner. Gets Suzuki in there. Suzuki and Hanako trade shots in the center. Suzu gets the snapmare and the PK to the back. Rough looking PK to the back for 2. They're fighting some more. Hanako fights off a submission from May. Just like she had like a cross leg thing, like STF style, but was like pulling on Hanako's hair. It was weird.
She's done that a few times. That's kind of like her naughty submission signature.
Yeah. So Hanako fights back, hits a running boot, tags in Bayne, who takes out both Suzuki, and then butterfly suplexes May for 2. May hits a kick to the midsection, then hits the MX, coming back on Bayne. But again, it didn't seem like super effective. Mizu double team Bayne, and she gets Suzu on her shoulders. Then May goes for a crossbody off the second, but she catches her and then yeets them both. I love that. I love the power she shows there.
Yeah.
Hanako's in, hitting multiple shoulder blocks to Suzu, and then gets her up in the other team backbreaker, drops her into the corner and hits the corner splash. Suzu fights back, gets Hanako in the ropes and hits the drive-by kick. Suzu gets stopped up top by Bayne, and this is where Hanako gets a hold of her and suplexes her off the top. Well, Hanako's still standing in the ring. And then she hits the scoop slam for 2. May and Suzu double team Hanako, and Suzu hits the running knee to the back of the head, but Bayne stops it, suplexes Suzu and May when they try to double suplex her. She just suplexes the both of them. Then Hanako hits a suplex on May or on Suzu, but May breaks up the pin. Mizu hit a double super kick style kick to the head of Hanako, and then Suzu gets her up in the half and half, but then May comes up with the MX, and but Bayne ends up breaking up the pin. Bayne like smashes Mizu into each other, and then she goes to attack him on the ropes, but they low bridge her over. And May hits a suicide dive, or I don't know if it was a suicide dive or it was a dive off the apron. It was the camera went kind of wild at this point.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
She dove onto Bayne on the floor. And then Suzu locks in the Yokobari lock on Hanako in the ring. And then it cuts to Bayne on the floor. And May's on her back, like pulling at her hair. I laughed so hard because she's doing everything to distract this lady. And Bayne can't get back in. And Hanako is forced to tap out. I thought the ending was like legitimately perfect.
It would be the only way you would be able to pick up a win over Megasus. She's just too powerful. You have to get her away from the ring and isolate her partner and hope that you can just... But the afterwards, when Bayne gets back into the ring, after the bell has rung, and Suzu's just like, no. It's okay. We're good. We're still good. It's okay.
This was just a match.
Yeah. And like, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first L? Is this the first blemish?
Nah, she's lost a couple tag matches where her partner.
Has she?
And she
hasn't with May yet.
No, but when she's not tagging with Maika, Suzu, or May, she has had a couple losses.
Has she?
Yes, and there's the loss to Tam Nakano too.
Well, okay, yeah, that's fair. Well, then that statement doesn't make sense then. Yeah, it was also interesting to see because as we mentioned, May, Suzu and Megasus have kind of been teaming up together. Hanako kind of third wheeling this one. You could really tell that there was not as much of a personable connection between her and Bayne as there was Suzu and May. Like she worked well with her, but she didn't work in the same well way that she would have with Mei, for example. And I don't personally think that contributed to the loss. I just think that Suzu and Mei outsmarted Megasus.
Yeah, I just checked it out. Thekla, or not Thekla, Mega Man has lost twice. Once when she was teaming with Thekla, they lost to Club Venus, and then recently on the 2nd of September, the most recent loss is in a 6-man tag where she was teaming with Hanako and Momokogo against Maika, Seira, and Suzuki.
So. Right. We reviewed that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and those are only losses that don't include. That other than the Tam Nakano loss. So she's only had 3. She's only had 3 losses her entire run these last couple months. So that's pretty goddamn impressive. Good. Yeah,
pretty impressive. I really do hope to see the 3 of them reunited and kind of in their own little faction. I just feel that the 3 of them have a tremendous character and charisma together that just works so oddly well. It's almost like, I don't want to say the 3 Stooges, but like it feels like that. Like, you know how they just work so well together? They're just being, goofy. We really saw that in this match, especially with Mei and Suzu.
Again, it'll all kind of we'll find out on October 9th. I think it's October 9th. I think it's the October 9th show. Or sometime in October, they have where it's Bayne, Suzu, and Maika challenging for the artist belt. We'll see when, and then Mei challenging for that high speed title. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
We shall see how this imaginary faction goes.
Yeah. We move on to the only 5-star Grand Prix match of the night. It's Syuri versus Starlight Kid. Love Starlight Kid's jacket. Super colorful.
It was giving me Black Tiger vibes. Were you getting the same vibe?
Yes, very much so. I love the color of the jacket. I really do.
Yeah, and the lights in it too. Perfect.
Starlight Kid attacks Syuri on the ropes when she's posing. Starlight Kid runs her into the chair. She brings her back into the ring in the bell rings. Takes her back to the floor. Smashes her knee into the floor. Sends her into the chairs. Again, piles a bunch of chairs on top of her. Whacks the pile with the steel chair. Starlight Kid ties Syuri's knee in the turnbuckle, and then drop kicks it. They get in the ring. They're trading attacks. Starlight Kid dodges a kick and she ends up getting the stretch muffler, but Syuri gets to the ropes pretty darn quick. Syuri comes back, gets a DDT, starts unloading the kicks to the back and stomping on Starlight Kid. They trade the fucking kicks to the back, man. Syuri's are just
yeah.
Yeah.
Narcy.
They trade forearms at center. Syuri hits a kick to the chest. Gets a rear naked choke, but Starlight Kid gets to the ropes. But Syuri ends up kicking her kicking her in the ropes. Starlight Kid stops Syuri up top, and they fight. And Starlight Kid gets a victory roll off the top, then goes back up, but she misses the frog splash, and Syuri gets the kick and gets a kick for 2. Starlight Kid hits the head scissors into a roll-up and then turns that roll-up into a stretch muffler. But Syuri reverses it into a pin for 2. Then Starlight Kid hits a running knee to the head. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Starlight Kid hits a top rope moonsault for 2. But Syuri reverses a tiger suplex into her own German suplex. Then hits a top rope green killer for 2. Syuri hits a spin-out slam to Starlight Kid for 2, and then Syuri gets her on her shoulders, but Starlight Kid slips off into a roll-up, into the stretch muffler, gets the head scissors around the head, but Syuri does get to the ropes. Syuri fights back, gets the head kick for 2, hits the MX, then the buzzsaw kick, followed by the Ryuin, and Syuri beats Starlight Kid. Now, I do want to let you guys know that I did read a report from Post Wrestling. I think it was I can't remember if it was Andrew Thompson or John Pollock. That Starlight Kid, after this was announced, a day or two after this, that she is out for a while. And I am very disappointed because that's now Utami out, that's Starlight Kid out, that's Sai Kamatani out. Like, holy crap, man! The injuries are starting to pile up, and we've been really lucky over this last year. Of the injuries in Stardom have been very few and far between. Like Mina had her jaw, but that's the only significant injury I can remember.
Yeah, and that was last year. Yeah, she'd already came back and everything. Yeah. As I think I mentioned this to you privately. I feel like this particular year, this tournament's a little cursed, which scares me for the winner. But that being said, this match, freaking incredible. Like Starlight Kid was smart jumping Syuri at the beginning because she knew she would have to. Syuri is kind of like gatekeeper in Stardom. If you want to challenge for a belt, you have to beat Syuri, it feels like. If you don't, you're not challenging, or you're not worthy to challenge. And she's always seems to be the person to beat in all of these tournaments. Everyone celebrates 100 times more when they get a win over Syuri. I mean, look at Tora. Making a point to say it in her after match promo. This was my benchmark. If I can beat Syuri, I can win this tournament. And Syuri has really been turning it up in this tournament. She didn't have the tournament this year that she did last year. She's had a far better tournament this year. That being said, she has played, taken some high, impact losses, but the journey to get there has been pretty freaking incredible. I honestly, though, didn't go into this expecting Starlight Kid to pick up a win over Syuri. Despite her being able to pick up a win over the current leader of the Red Stars, which was Tora. I think she's the only blemish that Tora has.
Well, Suzuki did get a forfeit win here on this night from, I think, her Sai Kamatani match or her Utami Ishida match. From one of those two, she picked up 2 points. And then Hanan also...
so disappointing because I wanted that match so bad.
And then Hanan picked up 2... no, sorry, not Hanan. It's disappointing.
It is. Yeah. And especially, I believe it was an ankle injury that Starlight Kid sustained.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that could really be anything. They do expect her to be out for some time. Hopefully, speedy recovery and that it's not too serious. Because gosh dang, that girl has a lot of things to do still in her career.
Very much so. Very much so. Mm-hmm. But again, it's sad to say that she's out. But again, this was a really good match. Yeah. I really enjoyed these two. I'm a big Starlight Kid fan. It's really building with her. Yeah.
Especially that new mask style. Very cool. Very unique.
Very good. I really like
except for Bushi.
Yeah, but again, it just looks really good as the transition from the old mask.
The little tooth on it is a nice touch.
Yeah, we move on. Tag team match, main event of the evening. It's Oedo Tyson, Natsuko, Tora, and Ruaka taking on, for the final time, for at least the time being, Rose Gold from Club Venus, Mariah, and Mina Shirakawa.
Pull up the shirts.
In reality, one of us should be wearing a Mina shirt while the other one wears a Mariah shirt. In this case, is what it should be. Really, but yeah.
I mean, I could just play spoiler and just get the freaking Oedo tie shirt.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, it is the right color.
Yeah, Mina takes the mic on the intros. It says Club Venus is here. Mina introduces May, but then May takes the mic and introduces Mina. I love it. Love it. Ruaka drops May early, but May comes back, sweeps the legs, hits a drop kick. Ruaka dodges the double team, sends them to the floor. Her and Tora run May and Mina into the chairs. Tora smacking Mina, I think, with a fan. Like not a fan, but like a blow air on you fan.
A legitimate fan.
Yeah, not an actual fan, but a fan. But not an actual fan, but an actual fan. It's just
an actual fan.
That kind of fan, sort of. Yes. Oedo ties double teaming Mina in the ring. Each hit a senton. Tora gets a 2 count, then hits the splash for 2. Mina fights back with a lariat. May comes in with a Barbie blade, speed chops Tora in the corner. Tora ends up tossing May over the top, but May hits the kick to the head and gets the top rope drop kick for 2. Tora gets a hold of May, slams her into the corner, but she dodges. And May dodges the splash in the corner. Her and Mina lift up Tora onto the top rope. May hits the Stratathorana. And Club Venus hit the double hip attack. Mina gets the head scissors into the Russian leg sweep for 2. Then she gets some strikes and head kicks for 2. Tora gets a lariat on the ropes, and then Ruaka runs in, hits that body splash against the bottom rope, and then Tora hits the cannonball against the bottom rope. Tora then picks her up, hits a cradle shock for 2. She hits a green blade plunge, tags in Ruaka. Ruaka hits a splash for 2. Ruaka misses the freezer bomb, and May hits a drop kick. Mina gets the figure 4 dragon screen to Ruaka out of the ropes. Club Venus hits the double team that woo sweep that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. But when Atai comes back, attacks them as a team. They sandwich Lariat Mina, and Ruaka hits a fisherman suplex and hits a freezer bomb off the top, but the pin gets broken up. Still protecting the freezer bomb. Lariat to the back in the corner by Ruaka. She then tries the power bomb, but Mina slips out, takes Ruaka down, applies the figure 4, and Ruaka taps out. So Rose Gold, in their final match together for the time being, gets the win.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And some people might be like, would have liked to see Mariah get the win on that one. But realistically, Mina needed that win.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I feel that, her staying there, she needs to kind of not like re-solidify herself because she's already pretty freaking solid, but she kind of has to have that win to be like standing tall with the exit of Mariah May right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very much so.
So it was very nice to see the win. It was nice to see them team up one more time. It was also nice to see BMI do their tag team intro pose, and arguably Rose Gold taking on a very powerful tag team who has the potential to be a real threat in that upcoming Goddess of Stardom tournament. Oh wait, no, she's teaming with Tora's teaming with Watanabe, isn't she?
Yeah, it's Tora and Watanabe this year for the Goddess League.
I mean, I would say, it should be Ruaka, but they did their best to contend with the Goddess of Stardom tournament last year, and unfortunately came up short to 7-Up there.
Yes, 7-Up.
Yeah. And I believe 7-Up is going to be in the tournament again, aren't they?
I don't remember, honestly.
It would be weird not having you there. I feel like
not having last year's winners in the tournament would be odd.
It would be awkward. It would be weird. I think that, but then again, I don't want to say that Ruaka was the weak link in BMI because she's very, very accomplished and experienced wrestler. But I feel like Momo Watanabe will be the better partner for her Tora in that tournament for sure. And isn't Ruaka teaming up with someone else, or is she not in that tournament?
I don't remember. I can remember a few teams. Like I know Mina's with Waka, and like Mariah's with somebody else, and then you have Saki and Syuri, and then Maika's with Bayne. You get just some interesting teams this year.
Yeah, lots of mishy-mashy teams. But I'm excited for it because it sets up an interesting thing, because we're probably going to end up seeing factions against factions and friends against friends and all this. But it enables these women to show that they can not just effectively work against other factions and other women within the company, but they can actually work with them as well. Does that make sense? Like showing different combinations of the factions and showcasing them, or maybe not showcasing them, or we'll have to see. There might be some combinations that might not, gel together very well. But I'm excited to see what we get with some of these new faces in the tournament.
Okay, correction.
What's that?
Ruaka is teaming with Momo.
And then Tora is supposed to team with Starlight Kid. Again, that can change depending on what the.
Oh.
And then it's supposed to be Utami. And it's supposed to be
thought
Utami.
it was Tora and Momo, because that would be just team veteran. Holy shit.
Yeah. And then Utami is supposed to team with Lady C, but it depends when will she be able to return. Those are the questions, right? So
yes. No rush on that. Those are some pretty serious injuries these girls need to rest up.
Yeah, it's an interesting team this year. It really is.
I mean, we're just going to go along for the ride.
Very much so. Let's move on to the main event so we can eventually get out of here.
Yes.
Main event of the evening. It is Donna Del Mundo's Giulia and Maika, the two that will go to war on October 9th, I think is the date. I think it's October 9th. I'm not totally sure. Brain doesn't work anymore. My brain is broken, you know. October 9th. Same day as the New Japan show, so that'll be fun. They're taking on stars Hazuki and Saida. Hazuki and Ida, or no, wait, I wrote that wrong. Maika and Ida slamming into each other early, and Ida actually drops Maika.
That's what I tell you, tiny but mighty.
Yeah, stars they end up double teaming Maika. They get the sandwich drop kick, and Ida gets her jumping elbow for 2. Maika drops Ida on the shoulder block, slams her, then DDM double team her. Giulia goes to work, tossing Ida around. They trade forearms at center, but Ida gets like some Mongolian chops and a drop kick. Hazuki comes in with a second rope drop kick and gets the crossface. Hazuki fights off the double team. Her and Ida get the dual face washes and running boots and the ropes. I really enjoyed that one. Maika attacking Hazuki. She tries to suplex, but then she ends up getting a power slam. Then hits a delayed walk because Hazuki slipped out. Hits the power slam. Hits a delayed walking around, carrying her suplex to Hazuki for 2. Then the rear naked choke, and Giulia gets an abdominal stretch on Ida at the same time. But eventually, Hazuki gets to the ropes. Maika runs into Saida and Hazuki, and then Hazuki gets the MX for 2 because she ran into her on the apron, so kind of tripped her up when she was going for a lariat. They trade strikes at center. Hazuki unloads with forearms to the back of the head, but Maika ends up catching her with a boot while she's running and hits a power slam for 2. Excuse me, I got a little bit of burps today. Hazuki slips the power slam and hits a suplex. Then Maika gets a lariat, but Hazuki gets a bicycle kick, and they both go down. Ida comes in, gets the speed chops on Giulia into the ropes. Ida gets the jumping double chop and then the sliding elbow and jumping elbow for 2. She then applies a dragon sleeper, but Maika breaks that up pretty darn quickly. DDM take down Ida, and they each hit Ida off the top with like a crossbody. Then Giulia hits a Falcon Arrow, but the pin does get broken up. Ida hits a plancha over the top to Giulia, Maika, and a bunch of other people on the floor. Then gets the shoulder block, sends Giulia back in, gets the shoulder block off the top, and then stars hit the wheelbarrow facebuster, and Ida gets a Northern Lights suplex to Giulia, but the pin does get broken up. Giulia slips out of a suplex, and Donna Del Mundo hit the German suplex choke slam combo, but the pin gets broken up. But then Maika grabs Hazuki, hits her with a hard lariat, sending her to the floor. Ida hits a hard shot to the gut, like just this awesome, like rounding punch into the gut of Giulia fighting back, and ends up sweeping her and hitting a sliding lariat for 2. Giulia comes back with a couple strikes, hits the backdrop driver, only gets 2, so she picks her up, spins her around, glorious driver, and she gets the win.
This was an interesting, fun main event.
It was.
and like arguably four of the strongest women for their division. I mean, man, Maika is just Maika. Powerhouse. Beautiful. I love her. That's my girl crush right there. But then Giulia, the styling of her hair, I love how she's got the glitter in it, the tinsel kind of in those braids. Considering doing that for Halloween, because I don't care if the character that I'm dressing up has it or not. It looks freaking cool. And I want to be cool like Giulia. I really love the evolutions that she does because they're not subtle like some people. Like Ida has gone through quite a bit of like outfit changes in the last little bit, but it's been subtle. Like she gets the same gear but with like a different strap here or strap there. Like it hasn't been too crazy of a change, but it has been an evolution. Like her hair color is really, really nice now. I think like I love the green and pink that she had before, but I love what she has now. I feel like it's matured her a little bit. Because like she might be short. I know she's not a kid, but she does when she had the colorful hair, you know, probably part of my problem. The colorful hair kind of almost makes someone look a little bit more younger, a little more immature, despite not acting like it in Ida's case. I am a different case. Ida, though, I feel is another like Hazuki. She's starting to come into her own. She's starting to find her groove, her niche, her step, and caught the attention of Giulia.
Yeah, I'll get into that with I have the
yes,
post match
please.
speech here. Yeah. So I wanted to let you finish, but yeah.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so Giulia gets the mic, says hello to all of you who are coming to Nagata Sanjo show today. Ida. Why aren't you in the 5-star? Which is a good question. Hey, matching water bottles.
Relevant question.
We got matching water bottles.
We do.
Our Mina Shirakawas. She says, why aren't you in the 5-star? I had a single with you last year at 5-star, and I was looking forward to doing it again this year, which would make I'm like, why the heck wasn't she in the 5-star this year?
Choices were made.
Yeah, even before that, you said you wanted to have a title match with me someday. She said, no, that's how I mean it. Wait. Tranquilo. I love that she used tranquilo.
I love that.
Yeah, there is a time when I promised you that, but you should be higher up. And you should have more singles matches, which I agree with. The fans want to see that. But what are you doing? Yeah, and she goes, what are you doing? I mean, I want that singles match with you. That's what I'm thinking. Anytime, anywhere, I want to fight you again, 1-on-1. That's all. That's all I wanted to tell you. So Ida gets some mic. She goes, me too. I want to continue this with you. Excuse me. This isn't the real me. I will definitely fight with you for the belt one day. For that reason, I'll fight you anywhere. I'll do a singles match with you. And then Giulia gets some mic back. She says, you heard that. It's a promise. Set that up. Thank you. She's just telling Ogawa, make the goddamn match.
I mean, why else is he at ringside if not to take orders from the women?
That's right. 100%. And then and then she gets back on her kind of her own speech, and the 5-star is almost over. I thought it over, and I realized in the dressing room that my chances depend on Maika-kun. I don't know anymore if it can work out. The rest is down to luck or not. I'll go over this in just a few minutes here. Giulia has to win in Yokohama first. Maika has 10 points. Giulia has 9 points, as the announcer says. If you win, you have 11 points. Maika has 10 points, so if she wins, she has 12 points. So we're waiting on Maika's result. Well, and then Giulia goes, well, who is Maika's opponent? And the guy goes, Mariah. And Mariah also has 10 points. And he goes, I take back my previous comment. The guy's retracting what he's saying. And Giulia says, I lost directly to Mariah. So it doesn't line up. Again, I think Giulia, it's all, we don't know what the tiebreaker is, but usually whoever won over the other is usually what your tiebreaker usually is. And then she goes, Maika, it all depends on you. And then Mike gets the mic. She goes, I don't need Giulia to tell me. I will beat the white belt champion and I will win the 5-star championship for sure. You all come and watch. And then Giulia saying, so although I won the championship last year, there is a little less hope this year. So I leave everything else to Maika. DDM will definitely win this 5-star for the second year in a row. See it with your own eyes. Well, then you know how to close it, don't you? When I say arrivederci, are you ready for it? Until we meet again, Nagata, arrivederci. See you. That's it.
Yay.
Yeah.
That was a nice sign off. It was cool because, like, you know, they usually kind of go into these things knowing what they're going to say, knowing how everything kind of goes. This kind of made me feel like their promos afterwards are a little improv, a little kind of thrown together while they're kind of talking. And I kind of like that because it feels authentic. It feels legitimate. It feels, is the right word, real?
Yeah, it feels like they're talking from their actual self.
Yeah, I like that. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked how she closed out the show. I liked how she gave Ida her props because she deserves them. And I agree. I want to see her in more singles matches. I don't want to see her doing pose offs with, what was her name, Chen Yoda.
And
I mean,
where she won and Yoda somehow won for it, I don't know.
Yeah, Ida was just better defined. Chen Yoda was just bigger. Yeah. But Ida had more definition. If we were looking for a competition style, Ida would have won that. Like a legitimate bodybuilding competition, Ida would have won that 100%. 100%. She should have.
So quickly, I'm going to go over points, and then we're going to get out of here. Yeah. Tora and Suzuki and the Red Stars have 12. Tam and Syuri both with 11. So all 4 are still alive in this. And you have Natsuko, Mayutani with 9, Hazuki with 8, Amisure with 6, Starlight Kid with 4, and Takamtani obviously out of the tournament. Over in the Blue Stars division, you have Giulia with 11. From I'm guessing a forfeit. I don't know what I'm not sure on this one. This one I'm using another person's point system, so I don't know because after the speech, I don't think it's right. So I think Giulia is actually at 9. So again, or 10 or whatever it was. I'm gonna go with Giulia's at 9. Mariah and Maika are at 10. Mina's at 9.
Was it Utami? An Utami forfeit? Because I don't think we saw Giulia and Utami fight.
It's possible that there would have been nothing in between this show and the finals. That's the thing. So, or maybe it factors. It doesn't even factor in her final match. Again, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go because according to literally the speech you just had, Giulia has 9, according to the announcer right there. So I'm gonna go with that.
Sure.
So really, it comes down to Mariah, Maika, and Mina because they're 10, 10, and 9. Then Tommy with 8, Seriana with 8. Watanabe with 8, Azumi with 8, Mariah with 6, and Hanan with 4. So, I'm just going to go over a couple of the red. So, Natsuko to get into the finals, winner draw versus Suzuki, right? That's how she gets in the finals. Suzuki to get in there needs Tora to lose, needs Syuri to lose, and needs Tam to either lose or draw. Tam needs to win versus Natsuko and have Natsuko Tora lose. And then Syuri needs a win versus Amisure and Tora to lose and Tam to lose or draw. Then over on the blue side, you have Maika. You need she needs to win versus Mariah, or she needs to draw versus Mariah, and then Mina to lose, and then Giulia to lose because again, then the numbers don't mess up. And then Mina to get in, she needs to win against Anu. And then she needs Maika and Mirai to draw, depending on what the tiebreaker for wins losses. Again, it's all Mariah needs a win versus Maika. Again, the draw stuff, which all depends on the tiebreaker. And then I don't think Giulia can win in this.
So the possible finals are Tam versus Mina, Suzu versus Mina, Tam versus Maika, Suzu versus Maika, Syuri versus Maika. There's a bunch of different like potential finals here, which will be cool. I know you already know what it is. I don't. I'm excited to see I'm excited to see what comes.
Same, because I just know what happened. I don't know what the road was like getting there. So
it's going to be a big night of wrestling, a big old night of wrestling, right? So
yes, it is.
Because we're only going to get eight tournament matches because 2 of the matches are being forfeited. And I guess 3 now with Starlight Kid being forfeited.
Yep.
So we're only going to get 7 actual tournament matches, and then we'll get the finals. So,
which will be merciful for the participants, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah. Something I just realized. Last 2 shows, we did not have any Goddess of Stardom champions. Poi and Anu. Both not on these shows.
I'm okay with that, honestly.
I mean, I know you're okay with Anu, but Poi.
Yeah, I have missed Poi on these last couple shows, but we'll see her back on the 30th. But you'll see us back again, hopefully, in the next couple of days. We're actually going to have a review of the New Blood, I think it's New Blood 11 show, with a New Blood tag team title defense on this show.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. It's Starlight Kid and what's the Karma taking on Hanan and Saida. Looking forward.
Karma, also known as Haruki Umasaki.
Yeah. So again, we're gonna be getting that. Yeah, that'll be your main event for the New Blood show. We're gonna review it. We haven't reviewed a New Blood show other than like a match here or there for a while, so I think we should go over it because again, it looks like a good card. So
yeah, let's get some of those Diana ladies in there.
Yeah. So you can find me at X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at the Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at the Canada Dude. You can find me on the Facebook page right over here at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can find me sometime this week, this weekend, whatever it is, over wrong button. Twitch.tv/@OurLocalEstablishment. You can find I'm going to be returning with Mr. Ed Fries, not Mr. Ed, but Mr. Ed Fries. Sometime this weekend, doing Marvel Talk. We'll be back with the first episode of Loki. So get ready for it. You can find more from OLE on Instagram and TikTok at OLE Podcast and youtube.com/@OurLocalEstablishment. You can please go over and check out Backbreaker Video. Mike Thrift, all his great content over there at youtube.com/@Backbreaker Video. Great partner to us. You can find all his live content at twitch.tv/Mike Thrift and over at youtube.com/@Backbreaker Gaming. You can find all the replays of all his great gaming content. Also find his content. You find Mr. Rick Jules' content there, Mr. PJC's content there, and their wonderful special guest, Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J. Love Kayla J.
Yeah, Melball. Where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can find me on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can find me on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on Our Local Establishment's programming, Paramindful, along with Alex the Werewolf. We've got some spooky-ooky-ish coming for you for the Halloween season. Got some weird stuff. Probably going to do a movie review in there also. We're going to have a lot of fun, lots of fun stuff coming for you. You can also find me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show Ladies Wrestling Showcase, where we talk all things ladies wrestling. You want to check that out. We were going to do a one last Friday. Unfortunately, Astra did have to do some last-minute traveling to go see some family. So we are going to be doing it this week, where we're talking about all the firings, hirings, and everything else happening within women's wrestling. And probably talking about this lady right here. Find your mic, sir. You can also watch Stardom Wrestling. We'll leave the link in the channel description. It is stardom-world.com. It is approximately 999 yen, or approximately $10. Catch up, $10 Canadian. Shout out Sean Spears. So much 10. It's approximately more like $7.30, $7.50 Canadian, depending on what our dollar is when the charges kick in. It's still an amazing price, though, to watch some incredible women's wrestling, and you can dive back into the vault of their viewing there, where you can see some of the familiar faces from AEW, WWE, faces like Toni Storm, Shayna Baszler, Blair Davenport. Is that her name?
Think so.
WWE always messing up people's names. Conversations to have on Ladies Wrestling Showcase. That being said, my trusted fan and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to thank you all very much for all the great supports. Please like the videos, subscribe to the channel, comment down below because we love talking to you. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!